Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to Aussie Fish Keeping. So in today's video, we've got another box to unbox. So this is another wholesale order and it's actually full of fish that I don't think I've ever seen for sale anywhere else before. They are very unique. And yeah, I'm just super excited to have some of these guys. I have actually taken off the tape already today, but I haven't looked inside. But yeah, I thought I'd film this video again. Obviously I filmed my last unboxing as well. I just like filming these videos. Obviously I have to unbox this box anyway, so I thought I'd just bring the camera along and film it. But yeah, I guess without any further ado, let's just jump straight in and unbox what's in here. All right, so I will just quickly say that this took like a few days to get here. I think they sent it out on Tuesday and today is Thursday. So yeah, hopefully everything's alive. It should all be alive if it was packaged well. Anyway, let's just jump in and unbox this. Obviously we don't have the annoying sticky tape this time, which means we can just get that. All right, so here is our little invoice again. I'm actually very excited for this. Oh, it smells like feet in there. Like literal feet, that actually stinks. Everything looks really good, but it really does smell, oh my God. All right, so we've got some extremely rowdy fish in here. I guess we'll just bring these, actually no, let's do these guys first. So these guys right here, we've got another type of shrimp. I don't know how many are alive, I don't know how many are dead, but I do know there's heaps of buried females in there. They're pretty much all buried, which I mean is good. And there's a bunch of eggs that they've dropped here as well, like hundreds. I don't know if we'll be able to save those. But yeah, these guys right here are some, Blackmore River carradinas. So I've never actually seen these available before. I was looking at pictures on the wholesaler's website and they actually look super nice when they color up fully. They're kind of like a chameleon shrimp. And they've actually got a pretty cool story as well. So I don't actually think these are like a known species. Like obviously they're known because people know what they are, but I don't think they're a classified species or however you call it. I don't really know. But yeah, they got a very interesting story. Oh, there's actually heaps of babies in there just floating around. And they're alive. All right, well that's cool. Anyway, obviously they're a little bit washed out in the bag at the moment. I don't know if you can even see that. But yeah, Blackmore River carradinas, there seems to be probably about 5,062 in there. I only ordered 50, so that's definitely a bonus. All right, next fish. This is probably the one I'm most excited about. They've come in a little bit small, like very small, but I guess it'll do. I only ordered 10 and there's also about 500,000 in here, so these, all right, these right here, I've never seen these available before, ever, anywhere. I've only read about them in the books. These bad boys are black masts, or I think they're also called strawmen. And they're basically like a rainbow fish, and they've got this really cool black fin. They're like a rainbow fish mixed with a blue eye, sort of. And they've got this really cool black dorsal fin, which I think is really long on the males. Now, obviously, as you can see, these guys are pretty small, but like I said, I only ordered 10 and there's probably about 20 in there. So I probably won't sell these guys yet. I'll probably, you know, fatten them up a little bit. I definitely want to keep a breeding colony of these guys because, yeah, I've never seen them available before and they're literally some of the coolest Australian native fish I've ever seen. But yeah, those guys are looking really nice as well. I think there's one DOA in there, but it's just a tiny one, so maybe there isn't. And then the final fish, these are absolutely huge, like way bigger than I expected. So these guys, holy cow, these are massive, like really big. These guys right here are Sleazebeck Exquisite Rainbow Fish. Okay, so these guys are Sleazebeck Exquisite Rainbow Fish. So I think they're from, I don't know why they're called Sleazebeck, but basically what I read on the wholesaler's website is that these were basically rescued from a uranium mine and they were put in the Upper Catherine River, I believe. So yeah, these have a pretty cool backstory. The line of rainbow fish right here is basically from a uranium mine, old uranium mine. I don't know how that works. I don't know if these guys are like radioactive, but hopefully not. But yeah, they're absolutely huge. Definitely some good breeding size adults in there. The water's looking pretty filthy, so we want to get them out of that pretty quick. And I also want to get this box away from my face because it really does reek. But yeah, there's our final fish on our list. Some beautiful Sleazebeck Exquisite Rainbow Fish. I think they are just exquisite rainbow fish, just from sleazeback. I don't know what sleazeback is, or sliceback. I don't know how to pronounce it even, but yeah, very cool rainbow fish. I'll leave more details about these in my website, obviously, and maybe in the description. But yeah, now we've unpacked all of our fish, we're gonna go ahead and start drip acclimating them. I've got one tank left up there. I've got this tank down here, which you can see, and I don't know where I'm gonna put the shrimp yet. Probably should have thought about that, but yeah, let's start drip acclimating these guys. All right, so I've managed to find a few tanks. So we're gonna put the Exquisite rainbow fish up here in this little stock tank. Then just below, we're gonna put the black masts. I don't really like this tank too much, but it's gonna have to do for now. We might rescape it in another video. It's just got some CPDs in there at the moment, which I'm gonna move out. And then we've got the Caridina tank right here. So I might have to take out some of those shells, but this tank is pretty good for those Caridinas. I believe they like really high oxygen as well, so I'm gonna have to put a bubbler in here. But yeah, now we've got all the tanks sorted, we're gonna start drip acclimating them, and we'll just start with the Sleazeback Exquisite rainbow fish. All right, so we're gonna start off by drip acclimating our little rainbow fish here. So I've already got the drip going. Just gotta break that band off, and we'll put them all in. They all look decent. The water's a little bit cloudy, which isn't ideal, but it should work. Anyway, I'm just gonna put the lid on now, and we'll leave them for half an hour to acclimatize. I'm not gonna bore you by showing you the rest, but basically, like I said, I'm gonna drip acclimate the black mass into there, the Caridinas into there, and then I'll get back to you guys when all of these things are done acclimating. All right, so it's been long enough now. All our fish are acclimatized to their new tank conditions. So I'm gonna add them in. I'm just gonna keep the camera there, and then I'll do a little close-up of them once they're in their tanks. So first things first, we'll actually just add in our shrimp here. I think I'm just gonna pour them straight in. I might have to do a bit of a water change on this tank soon. It looks like I probably should have strained that, but the only problem is there's like so many baby shrimp in there, and I didn't want to strain them out on accident. Next fish will go right here. We'll go with the black masts. They look absolutely awesome. I'm actually super stoked to have these guys. Yes. All right, we'll add these guys in too. And then the final fellas are gonna be these guys up here, and those are our Exquisite rainbow fish. So again, where the heck did I put my net? There it is. All right, so let's take a quick look at them all now. We've got the black masts in here. This guy doesn't look like he's doing too hot at all. The rest also don't really look like they're doing too hot. I don't know if there's a problem with the acclimation or what. I'm gonna chuck in an air stone in here, and we'll see if they come good. Next fellas up here are our beautiful Sleazeback Exquisite rainbow fish. They're also looking not too good at the moment, but they'll come around. Little shrimp over here. They're all chilling in there, doing well, doing their thing. Looking good. So basically my plan now is I'm gonna leave these guys overnight. It's afternoon here. It's actually 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna leave them overnight, and then tomorrow morning I'll come in and I'll take some better footage of them. We'll see how they're going. I'm gonna quickly add an air stone into here, but yeah, with that said, I guess I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, so we're back again in the fish room. I've let these guys sit overnight, and all of them seem to be doing a lot better than they were yesterday. So we'll come up here and take a look at the rainbows first. Actually, let me turn off this light. All right, now we might be able to get a little bit of a better view. So they've started to color up a lot. You can start to tell the difference between males and females. So obviously that's a female right there. I came out here this morning and they were just really colored up. So what we're actually gonna do before we finish this video is I'm gonna put a bit of a spawning mop in here, and I'll see if I can get them to spawn. They do look ready to spawn. I mean, they're nice and chunky, and the males are really colored up in the morning time. But yeah, they're doing well. I will be selling these guys on my website. I'll probably let them sit for, you know, about a week or so before I do, just because I wanna make sure they're completely healthy. They've definitely looking a lot better today than they came in yesterday, but that shipping process is pretty strenuous on these guys, and like I mentioned, it did actually take them a few days to get here. So they really did take a toll on them. But yeah, we'll get them back up to health and then we'll have them on the website. All right, so I actually forgot to film this part, so we're gonna have to slip it into the video somewhere. But basically we are gonna be setting up the little spawning mops in here. If you don't know what a spawning mop is, I'll quickly show you. So these right here are spawning mops. They're basically just like wool that you knit with, I guess. And everybody's got their own way of doing it. I'm not gonna go on about how you make them just because it's so simple. You could literally throw just some wool in here. You wouldn't even have to tie it up like this and they'd spawn in it. But the reason you want to use this is because it simulates roots and vegetation that grow in the creeks where these guys actually live, and that is exactly where they spawn. So we're gonna be dropping in one of these. I'm thinking the black one's probably gonna be the best. I have green ones in these tanks and they work well, but this green one's a little bit mangy. Oh, you know what? We're gonna use this green one. As for how I'm gonna attach it, I've got this spawning mop here and it's got this little bit of wire on it. And I use these little bits of wire to actually hang the spawning mops so they don't fully sink down, so they stay nice and suspended. All right, so there we go. It's hooked on there. Now all I have to do is just put this in the water. Now they're not gonna use this right now. Let me grab the camera and get a bit of a closer look. So the cool thing about these spawning mops is you can actually see it brings all the rainbow fish and blue eyes out. So we actually added these into these tanks a few videos ago, and it's because the blue eyes and rainbow fish were hanging out the back of the tanks. But ever since I've added these in, you can see they start coming up the front, and these guys have been spawning for me quite a bit. These guys haven't been spawning yet. So yeah, that's a great thing about them. These guys are obviously gonna be spawning tomorrow morning. Rainbow fish like to spawn in the morning, and what I do, since I'm in a garage, sometimes I actually just leave the garage door open, have no lights on in here, so they just have the natural sunlight, and that really gets them like going. But yeah, hopefully we get a spawn out of these guys tomorrow morning. I'll probably show that in one of my upcoming vlogs. Anyway, let's just jump straight back into the video and take a look at the other fish from our unboxing. Moving down, we've got our black masts here. Now these guys seem to be really fickle, so they're not hardy really. And you can see we've actually got just a dead one down there, and then there looks to be a dead one in there, unfortunately, but the snails will be able to clean that up. So some of these guys are looking good. You can see that bigger one sort of swimming around, looking really good. But others are sort of swimming on that angle, like with their head upwards a little bit, and that usually means they're not doing too well. It's fairly oxygenated in here. I read on the website they love oxygenation, so I put a nice hectic bubbler in there. I haven't actually fed these guys yet. I'm gonna get some brine shrimp to feed them. I've got my brine shrimp cooking down there somewhere. So yeah, we'll feed them probably this afternoon, maybe tonight, and hopefully that fattens them up and gets them looking good again. But yeah, they haven't really colored up too much. I don't think I'll be selling these guys for quite a while yet, just because they're really small. And then as for our final thing, it's obviously gonna be our shrimp. Now, these guys, they're looking good. You can see there's, oh my gosh, there's actually so many of them in there. I didn't realize how many we had, but you can just see the water's looking terrible. So, or maybe you can't. It actually looks kind of clear. Let's see if we can get a bit of a comparison. Not really, but this tank is looking really murky. Oh yeah, now you can see. So I'm gonna do a really big water change on this. And all these guys are sitting around the top, which sort of tells me that there's probably not enough oxygen in there. Or maybe it's just sort of where they like to hang out. So I'll have to add another air stone in here, and we'll clean out the water, and hopefully they do come like pull through. I'm not gonna feed them today. I'll probably let them sit for a little while and then I'll feed them, just because yeah, the water's not looking good at all. So yeah, with that said, that's all of our fish. Some of them are looking good. The rainbow fish are looking all right. You know, they should come through. I'm not worried about them at all. I do think they'll pull through and we'll be able to get them up on the website shortly. It's just we may have to wait a little while. But yeah, with that said, that is actually gonna bring us to the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I really do enjoy filming these unboxing videos. And I also enjoy when I get some really cool rare fish like these guys. And yeah, I'm super excited to be able to get them on my website soon. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned for that. I'll post that on my Instagram when they are finally released from quarantine and up on the website. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, I'll leave that linked in the description. I post everything on there and on my shop Instagram. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to go down and subscribe. And while you're down there, smash the like button and comment your thoughts on today's video. I always love going down there and reading them all, and I try to reply back to as many comments as I can. So yeah, with that said, thank you all so much for sticking around to the end. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in that next video.